when you were telling people in the military, I imagine some of them are maybe, with ranks and everything, lateral or below you. But tell me about the culture of senior officials and whether, were you fearful that if word made it up the food chain, eventually somebody was going to have a problem with it?
That's right. The first day after I put out the press release, because I was designated the spokesperson for Nights Out, our West Point group.
Yep.
And that went out to everybody that we could possibly give it to. And Army Times picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the Marine Corps Times picked it up, and they told the Army about it. But when it was publicized, it was put on all these blogs. It was everywhere. And I was marching in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York City with my unit.
Which does not allow gays to march?
Right. I believe that there were actually protesters that I didn't realize that. Yeah, actually, good point.
Yeah.
There were protesters, that were saying, I'm Irish queer, and we protest, and who's the cardinal of bigotry or whatever. And I was looking at them and I was like, hey, I'm out. I'm marching. I'm with you. It might not look like it.
Right. Yep.
But that was technically, I guess, the first gay military pride parade. I wasn't wearing high heels, but
right.
I don't know. That might disappoint some of your viewership. But
No.
I definitely was out at that point, and I was actually afraid. I didn't know how they were going to react, because this was so publicly out, And
so afraid of what, though? About getting this letter?
I was afraid that I was going to get arrested.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going to happen. They're going to handcuff me and say, you will not march in this parade without you. But none of that happened. Actually, there was a general that was marching in with us, and somehow he knew my first name, and he just said, hi, Dan, and shook my hand and walked away, and it just really bewildered me. But, of course, everybody knew at that point what general that's in charge of a large unit, one of them being mine, wouldn't know. I mean, and some of the press was there. So